Hello guys, welcome back. So in this class what I am trying to explain is that what is the previous questions they have given in the various type of the exam for digital logic design subject. So I am not going to explain each and every pinpoint. It means that how to solve. Just I will be giving the only overview how to solve the problem. That is what we are going to explain in today's class. This is nothing like just revision class, right? So these kind of questions it might be expected in the examination point of view, so that whenever this type of question is asked, we are ready to prepare for the exam. So here what we are going to do is we are going to give the high level idea of how to solve the particular problem, right? For example, if you see that what is the first question is they have given, the first question is that we need to perform the subtraction, right? It is not normal subtraction, we need to find out the subtraction using of the 2's complement method. What is the given question? First we need to find out the x minus y. What is the x value? This value. What is the next value? Y value, right? So remember that how to find out. The simple shortcut is that first, right, convert this number into the decimal number, then convert this number into the decimal number, then perform the subtraction operation, normal subtraction. You will be finding the answer. After performing the complement also, only you should get the final answer, right? So now what we have to do means x minus y means, right? So what is the y value here? 1 4 zeros double 1, right? 1 4 zeros double 1, right? First we need to convert this negative number into the positive number by using of the 2's complement method. How to find out the 2's complement method? First we need to find out the 1's complement method. For 1's complement result we need to add the plus 1 to the LSB, so that you can find out the 2's complement. After converting this number into the positive number, we need to add the m plus s, right? After adding the m plus s, you will be finding the result, which result you compare with the normal subtraction you have done. If it is not getting the same answer, you just modify the answer. It means either you discard the carry or add to the LSB. Then one more option is you perform the again complement method. You will be getting the answer which is equivalent to the normal subtraction. If you follow this method, then problem solving will be very easy. Now what is the second question they have given? Right, so explain the significance of the error detection and error correction code in the real-time scenario. Now if you see that what is the meaning of error detection, error correction, where we are using error detection, error correction code, the high level idea is something that if you are sending the information from the source mission to the destination mission, right, so what will be happen? The destination does not know anything about the what is the information sent by the transmitter, right? If you don't know something you have received from the transmitter side, this is 1011, but you don't know exactly from where this information is coming, what is the information sent by the transmitter. Even though we need to find out the received information is correct or not. So in this case we require the error detection and error correction code. In real time scenario, if you don't know what is the information, see, we will be having the some information which is received at the receiver end, but we don't know what is the information that is sent by the transmitter. In that case also we need to find out whether the received information is correct or not. So in this case we are going to use the some techniques called as the error detection and error correction. Error detection means at the receiver end we can able to identify some information is modified, right? Error correction means we can able to identify some information is changed at the receiver end, as well as we can able to find out in which location we have the error. For error detection, what are the method we are using? One is even parity, another one is the odd parity method. For error detection and correction, we are using the Hamming method we are using. But what is the limitation of the Hamming method? The most time they have asked what is the limitation of the Hamming method. Suppose if you have we are telling that Hamming method is the error detection and error correction code. For error detection means we can able to identify this information is wrong at the receiver side. Error correction means if it is wrong, right, if it is not 1, what should be value? It should be 0, right? So this up to this the Hamming code will work exactly perfect up to this situation. But what will be happen if more than 1 bit changes, right, then your Hamming code will not identify the problem, right? So this is the limitation of the Hamming code. What is the limitation of the Hamming code? At the receiver, if more than 1 bit changes, then by using of the Hamming error detection correction code, we cannot able to identify, right? Now just read what is the next question they have given. So they are asking to find out in terms of the canonical POS form. So what is the meaning of canonical POS form? It should be in terms of the numbers, right? It should be in terms of the number means product term of max term of, we need to write the numbers. Now if you see that what is the first step you have to do is, anyway it is in the sum term only, but in order to find out the canonical POS form, first that expression should be in terms of the standard POS form. If it is not standard POS form, then you cannot able to write the max term representation, right? Now how many sum terms we have? 1, 2, 3 sum terms. What is the missing sum term value here? A plus B. Then what is the missing sum term? C, right? Either it may be C or C bar. So like that we have to add in the first sum term value. What is the sum term missing in the second sum term, right? A bar is missing, right? A bar is missing. Here B bar is missing. First step is what we have to do is, this normal POS expression we need to convert into the standard POS expression. Then for that value something, if final value one of the sum term is A plus B plus C means 0, right? 0, 0, the value is 0, something we need to write finally here, right? So like that we need to find out the solution. Now we'll take the next question. What is this question? So they have given one function, then we need to show into the K-map. So what is the meaning of this question? Means we don't need to find out the minimized output expression, just we need to find out the which variable K-map is required. As per the given question, how many variable? 4 variable means we need to consider the 4 variable K-map. Then 4 variable K-map means just to plot the value 0, 1, 2, then 4, something like we need to plot, then that is sufficient to as per the given question. Now define what is combinational logic circuit. So what is the meaning of combinational logic circuit or definition means, note down that combinational logic circuit means the output completely depends upon the input operation. Combinational logic circuit means if the output depends only on the input, then it is called as the combinational logic circuit. For example, you consider the AND gate operation. First time I am giving the 1 1, it is fetching the output as the 1, right? So first time as a human I am giving the input as the 1 1. So as per the combinational logic circuit AND gate, it is producing the output 1. It means that output completely depends on the input, then it is called as the combinational logic circuit. But next time if you ask, earlier I have passed 1 1, right? You give me the output 1, then if you ask this AND gate, it will tell you that I don't remember anything because I don't have any memory capability. So what is the meaning of this one? For each time if you want to get the output, we need to give the input. It means no memory means it is like the combinational logic circuit where output completely depends upon the input value, then it is called as the combinational logic circuit, right? So here the question is that this is the most times they have asked this question, design full adder using 2 half adders, right? First we need to design the half adder. Like if you suppose for example you have 2 4 GB memory card, then what they are asking is you make it as the 8 GB memory card, like that they are asking. So first we need to find out the solution for the half adder. From that circuit we need to design the full adder. So what is the logic circuit diagram for half adder? Here we will be getting the XOR logic gate, then one more is the AND gate operation, right? So again one more half adder is nothing but the XOR logic gate followed by the AND gate operation, right? Now if you cascade these two what will be getting? Something like this. I'm going to consider the one more half adder circuit, right? So if you connect this one, so we have 3 inputs, A, B is the one input, then here we are using the OR gate, so this is nothing but our final carry, so this is nothing but our sum. So by using these 2 half adders we are going to design the full adder, right?